All right, another form of poetry that I love doing, ekphrastic poetry. So an ekphrastic poem, you can read the description. It's basically poetry inspired by sculpture, art, photographs. I love poetry of this type. So this is another one where you get to imagine. So I want you to imagine the painting that this is inspired by. It's a painting in the Legion of Honor Museum from 1635. A sonnet for a Neapolitan cockerel. You won't linger on delicate details painted in oil, the lace as light as air stitched to velvet, purple on red, nor pale face androgynous. Neither can compare to the cockerel, calm and cradled firm, with red comb brilliant and speckled feathers, spindly legs snugly tied so claws can't squirm. Companion, fighter, the two together make quite the pair, now ready to impress Napoli's finest at the Viceroy's ball, where princes will puff, exquisitely dressed, eyes on the hunt, making maiden catcalls. Still the cockerel, cool and sure, on guard for his princess in the festooned courtyard. All right, so now, here's the painting that was based on. So I'm doing a book of all ekphrastic poetry, which will come out in a year or two. I need to write, I've written about 15, 20, a couple over the break, I need to write another 30, from museums all over the Bay Area. So this is one. This is a sonnet, so I'll get into a little bit of technical poetry stuff now. So a sonnet is a Shakespearean sonnet. There are multiple forms of sonnet. It's 14 lines. Every line is iambic pentameter, so that's 5 metrical feet per line, which means 5 syllables, da-dum, 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 da-dum. It's a rhyming scheme is A-B-A-B, C-D-C-D, E-F-E-F-G-G. And the challenge is you don't want the form to hit you on the head. So if I didn't tell you this is a sonnet the way I read it, you probably wouldn't know, because I use all sorts of tricks here. One of the tricks is the rhymes are not the same number of syllables wherever possible. Details, pale, ale, air, prepare, firm, swerve, feathers together, impress, rest, ball, cat calls, guard, courtyard. So those, by breaking, what you don't want is the listener anticipating. They're trying to guess what word's coming next. The other thing that I use extensively here is the jambit. You won't linger on delicate details painted in oil. I didn't end on details. Because if I did, it would be Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss is great, but it's intentionally, da-da-da-da to rhyme, da-da-da-da to rhyme, and you get this sort of like a predictable pattern. Here, you want to break it up. Companion, fighter, the two together make quite the pair, right? There's no relationship. That's where I've done this so many times. I don't attempt to mark it up, but here I know that I have to read through those lines. So these take hours and hours to write. They are wonderful puzzles to solve.